Hey guys, welcome back to Modern Golf. I hope you're having a great day and, as we say, even better week. Today we're talking about the best tech in golf. And so when we started this channel a couple years ago, one of the things I wanted to do was find tech that's readily available but affordable as well. Because I know some of this stuff can go crazy with tech. But today we're going to talk about the most affordable tech, ranging from literally $30 on up to $5,000. The one item that's $5,000, you guys will understand as we get to it. But we're going to talk about the best tech that anyone has access to. So the first thing we're going to talk about are rangefinders. A lot of people have rangefinders. I know we have done, I would say, a dozen different reviews in the last 18 months about different rangefinders. Really from $40 on up to $600. But I'm going to break this down by really two categories. The best over $300 and the best under $300. So let's first start kind of, I won't say at the bottom, but what we think is the best affordable rangefinder in 25 going into 26. And that's the Tharnox, and we had just reviewed it. It has a triangular, has a lot of very cool things that we didn't see on an inexpensive rangefinder. And again, this one is under $100 or right around $100. You can get on Amazon. Really good features, very small, has a little magnet. Does everything some of the higher end ones do, I would say, besides the display isn't up to the other ones. The other two that we've tested a lot, and I've used, I think more than any others, is the pinned prism. I love this one. You guys know when I first discovered this one with the red display, it's fantastic. Really, really like it. So one of our favorites. The other one that I really have enjoyed this year, and I really like the pin version, but I really have come to love this one. The display is all red, and I'll try to put pictures up, but also has a blue when you get locked into the pin. It shows a blue, so it's super easy to see. It's very stable. You know, some of these things, you know, you're not sure if you're hitting the tree behind it, the green in front, the pin, the bunker, whatever. This one does a really good job, and this is the blue tees, and I'm going to tell you, I think this is the Ultra 4. Yes, the 4 Ultra, really clear, very quick, very responsive, has slope, a non-slope for some of those. And even they thought about when it goes into the case, it actually magnets into the case. So very good. So those are our favorite for the under $300 rangefinders. Now, if you've followed us for a while, you've seen we've done a lot. We did a lot at the PGA show. We've tested a lot of rangefinders. Now they do wind and elements and how the weather's going to get a report now, and it will suggest what clubs you should hit. Really, rangefinders have gone crazy. There's some that actually now have a screen on it, which I think is where I think most of these will end up going because you have kind of everything built into one. But the one we just tested, and we haven't put it out yet, but I think is my favorite, and really I think the group likes it as well, is the Bushnell Pro X3. $599 retail, not inexpensive, but literally every feature outside of that LCD screen that we've seen in some, but really is so sharp, so quick. It's really no shock that this is the one the pros use, but that one is our best one. And again, that's the Pro X3. Did I get it right? Yeah, the Pro X3 by Bushnell as the best overall and the best high-end rangefinder. Now let's talk about GPS units. So a lot of you guys swear by the technology in laser rangefinders. And while I like it, it's not my favorite. So when I think about GPS, like what's an easy thing? You get into a cart, and some courses have the GPS and some don't. There are really three, and again, I'm going to break this by over 250 and under 250. So our favorite for over 250 is going to be this guy, the Pin Caddy. Really one of the coolest products we've ever seen. This one, obviously, product of the year last year. Very strong magnet that you can put it on. Does incredibly well. My only preface, and I've told this to a number of you guys in the past, is make sure you have all the courses you're going to play on here before you go play. There's no antenna in here. So if you can do it on Wi-Fi, but if you don't have a Wi-Fi signal, you can't upload anything. I don't know all the technology in here, but that's the only stumbling block I've run into with this thing. Really, really good. The Caddy ranges between, I think it's $450 and then goes on sale. I think Pin has a sale on it right now. But that's our favorite for over $250. Under $250, I really have two options, and I'm still using this after all this time. And the first one is my SX400 by SkyCaddy. Love this. Super small, super easy to use. You can drag and point and see how far you are. Everybody who gets to use this, from friends of mine and strangers we play with who use this, they love this. They love it for the size. You can throw it in your pocket. If you got we just played a week ago, cart path only. This is great. Where a rangefinder, obviously you can bring it with you as well. This I absolutely love. So the SkyCaddy, and this I think is now $250. I know they have a newer version of it. I would say the only knock on these is a subscription. But to me, the subscription's $30 a year or $50 if you're national. Absolutely love the SkyCaddy. The other one that we've liked, and really we've enjoyed this a ton, is the Blue Tees Ringer. And this is super small. This is very simplistic. You literally, let's see if I can get this thing to turn on now. So you literally just turn this on. It gives you very simplistic information. Front, center, back of pins. It gives you where the hazards are at. It's really, really good. The other one we really like, and one I had used a previous version, is the Bushnell Phantom. The one that we've been testing this year is the newest Phantom. It's $159. This one's right around $150, and they're always running promotions. But we really love the Blue Tee. Again, it's very small, fits in your pocket. Another great thing if you want to walk while you're playing. Very cool to have. You can put it on your push cart as well. So those are our favorite GPS side of things regarding technology. Another device that I started testing this year, and maybe I'm late to the game, maybe not, is Arcos. And so Arcos, to me, you guys had beat me up over Arcos for a long time. And I'll do a full review of Arcos as we go, just my 2 cents of it. But I've fallen in love with this product. The only thing I run into sometimes is some courses won't show up on the satellite. Like I played a month ago, I couldn't pull the course up to save my life. So then you're a little bummed out. You're like, I can't use my Arcos. Now I have the system where you keep this in your pocket. I also have used it with my Apple Watch. But I really love Arcos. I think it's fantastic. What's very cool to me is you literally don't need to keep score. You play, it knows all your strokes. The only thing I've learned, and we probably all learned the hard way, practice putting is going to show up as a stroke on here. So you have to kind of go back through and edit your scores. Or if you're hitting a shot back to your buddy, it's going to show up. So you have to kind of go back and edit it. But I really like Arcos. Again, I'll do a full review of it down the road. But really, one of my favorite technology things this year is Arcos. Now, I know this ruffled feathers earlier in there when I talked about this topic. People were really upset that we even mentioned using these. And the thing I'm talking about are speakers. There were a number of people who unfollowed and unsubscribed because I mentioned we use speakers while we play. Listen, I don't crank the thing where you can hit it 6 fairways over, but I like a little bit of music while we play. It relaxes us. You play better. If you're a sports fan, it's nice to listen to the game while everybody else is at home watching it. You can listen and still get golf. So I love having a speaker. There's 3 speakers that I have really, really enjoyed this year. You guys know this little guy, this JBL Clip 5. If you're watching this right now, you can get them on sale for like $60. It's normally $80. I think they even had, I think Target had it for like $55 a couple days ago. It's fantastic. The volume is great. You can beat it up. The only thing is you guys can see I've literally chipped off the paint. I use this so often, but fantastic. Water resistant. I wouldn't say it's 100% waterproof, but really heavily water resistant. As I mentioned before, I've used this for everything, from doing work in the garage to golfing. Literally everything and anything. I've used this little JBL Clip 5, and it's been fantastic. Another one that we really liked, and you guys have seen it, I usually have it somewhere on here, is the pinned sound stick. It's really good. There's like 2 little subwoofers on each side, which is good. I would like to see the sound improve a little bit, maybe on their next version. It's the only thing I would say I don't like. I mean, for the size of this and this, the sound is very comparable. This is a little bit louder. The one that we just started testing that I really enjoy is the Wingman HD. Really good sound, and a lot of these speakers now have everything built in it, which is great, unless they stop working, then you don't have anything to work with regarding distances and all that stuff. But so the Wingman is probably our favorite overall, and that's $200. But again, if this thing broke tomorrow, I would buy another one of these tomorrow. Now let's talk about launch monitors. So we've done a number of launch monitors on here. Rapsodo, We've been testing a lot kind of behind the scenes. So I'm going to give you just kind of our favorites of what we use. I'm not going to get into super detail. Again, I've discussed this at length. I'm blown away at how many times I go to the driving range or somewhere and someone has a $6,000 or $7,000 or $10,000 launch monitor and can't hit their driver 150 yards. I get it if you're using it in your house for like a simulator. I totally get it. But like to bring it out, it's odd to me. But again, everyone does their own thing. But a couple that I really like, the Rapsodo, which is the MLM1. This is not the Pro. Very small. All you literally do is you flip this open, put your phone on here, and it does really well. It does super well outside. Inside, it doesn't do great with those pitch shots. So if you're like chipping into a net like I do, it doesn't do great. The other thing with these guys, as you guys know, Rapsodo is an annual subscription. So if you get these for $200 or $300, you're paying another $100 every year to use this. So again, you know, make your decisions long term, not short term. The one that we've been testing a lot, which I really like, is the Garmin R10. I think it works just as good as any of these. No subscription from what I gathered, and again, $300 to $400. Sometimes I know it's, when I was just looking yesterday, it's $400, but sometimes they go on sale for $300. Our favorite launch monitor across the board of everything we've tested is the R50. Because the R50 to me is you don't need a screen. You don't need a whiteboard screen to look at it. You literally have like a built-in tablet. Again, these are $5,000. They are not inexpensive. But overall, our favorite is going to be that one. And then I would say under $1,000 is the Rapsodo Pro version. Let's get into carts. So we've done a lot of battery-powered carts in the last year. So I want to kind of go over our favorites. Obviously, we've tested a ton. What do we like? What don't we like? And kind of where do I see this going? So the best inexpensive one is the MGI Zip. And I think it's the X3. I wrote it down. The X3, $899. Really good value. Not the greatest battery. The other ones I really like are the AxeGlow, the E6 and the E5, the one we tested last year. Really good. One of the things that I've noticed when we start testing all these, and I have another one that's coming out shortly that's brand new, that's fantastic, and it's under $2,000, but really, really strong. I think you guys will get a kick out of this one. I like the screen on where the handles are at, and I like having extra accessories. Some of these carts come in, you can't get like a bottle holder, or you can only get one on there. What I really liked about AxeGlow, and this other one that we'll be reviewing shortly, it has all the information on the readout of the screen while you're playing. It knows how far you've gone, how much battery life you have, your speed, everything you want. The thing I like about the MGI, especially like their Navigator versions, it has literally everything built in it. The screen has your navigation and also the card information. I like it here. I don't want it on my phone. I know some of you guys don't mind having your phone out all the time. I kind of put my phone away, usually in my bag or my cart, and I'm kind of done with it. You know, sometimes I wear an Apple Watch, so if someone needs to call me, they can get a hold of me that way. But I like the carts with the screen on the outside, so I can really see kind of what's going on. So the AxeGlow is one of our favorites. This new one that we'll be doing here shortly, I think maybe my all-time favorite. But again, the MGI X3 for under $900 is fantastic as well. Now let's get into watches. A couple watches that we really like, and I'm going to move on from this pretty quick. We've tested, I think, 5 or 6 this year. I think my overall favorite one is maybe the most expensive one, is the Garmin S70. Not inexpensive, but fantastic. My other favorite watch for golf is my Apple Watch, because I can use it with a lot of these things. You guys, and we'll get into this here as we go, but a lot of you guys have tipped us off on some very good apps, including the Arcos app that you can use. So you just really need your Apple Watch and you're pretty much good. The other one I like for more of a budget is the S44. It's under $300, really good. Again, I think there's some great watches out there. I know Tag Heuer had one and some other, and you can spend $2,000 and $3,000 on a watch for golf. It's just not for me. Again, I'd rather have one of these type of devices or my Apple Watch. But again, I understand why people like watches versus some of these products as well. So let's talk about apps real quick. 2 that I really think are the best in the industry, and you guys have kind of tipped us off to both of them. I mean, one I've used, but the other one we really started using a lot this year. 18 Birdies, I think, is probably the best golf app there is for keeping score, all your distances, all those things you would ever want. It's great. Again, if you're not a huge fan of a phone, you can use it on your watch, which is super easy to do. The other one, which I like, and not so much for the distances and yardages and all that stuff, is Grint. I think Grint's got a great app with a lot of cool features. There are a ton of very cool apps, but those two are our favorite for 2025. So let's talk about training real quick. What are a couple apps that we really like and devices? First one, Hack Motion. I've told you, I've sung this thing's praises. It's fantastic. It'll do everything you want to do to teach you. Are you casting? Are you early? Are you late? How's your wrist? All that. Fantastic. I will do a full review of this at some point here in the next, let's say, couple months, maybe after the holidays. There's also a new version that we've been testing called Swing Motion. And Swing Motion gets your entire body and it tells you if your knees are going the wrong way. So stay tuned. I will do both of these reviews here shortly. The other thing, and I'll tip you off on a review we're working on that should have in the next week or two, which I think is one of the coolest apps I've ever used in really in fitness and in golf, and that's Golf Forever. And Golf Forever is very cool. Scotty Scheffler, a lot of guys are using this. Very cool training, both to get your back and your body in better shape, but also to help your swing. I think this is an incredible tool. The technology they're using, their app, fantastic. But again, stay tuned as we will do this review here in the next week or two, and that's Golf Forever. Last thing, and again, I'll do a more detailed review on this kind of stuff down the road, but Whoop, Oura Ring, all those different things. How does it tie into golf? So if you've worn a Whoop, I've got a 5.0. I had earlier ones. I've had a ring called Omni, which is also being tested now. They do an incredible job of monitoring and measuring what you're going through, what your body goes through a round of golf, but also through your day. And as I mentioned before, what I find very interesting with the Whoop, one, it knows immediately when you're swinging golf clubs that you're golfing, which I think is really neat technology, where the other ones really don't. Whoop is, I think, the only one that actually will know. You don't have to go in and say, hey, I'm golfing. It knows you're golfing. I think it's very cool. And my point is why I think it's cool technology is how it ties into golf. And I think a step we'll see from these guys is how do they partner up with one of these other guys so you can see it on a screen while you're playing like you see it on TV. I think that'll be super cool. I think it's coming. But again, another very cool thing for that. But really like what Whoop and some of these Oura rings and the Omni ring that we tested are doing. It's really cool technology. I hope you enjoyed this very quick overview of our favorite technology in golf in 2025 and going into 2026. Some very cool things that we've seen, like the putt view and those type of things, but I don't have one, so I don't want to really review it. But very, very cool technology. If you guys have any questions, anything else that we missed that you say, how did you miss this? Certainly get at us. And if there's any of these things you guys have and hate, or have these things and you like, let me know. If I missed something or you have these and you like them, again, let me know what you think. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.